So let's have a little fun with percents and fractions here. Since we're in the game right now, let's see if we can express percent as fractions. So let's write down how to express 65% as a fraction. Okay, so whenever we see percent, it's that percentage over 100. So step one, let's write the percent over 100. Okay, so in our case here, it's 65% over 100. Okay, so this is the same as that. Step two, reduce, if possible, well, let's see. What jumps out at the moment is that 5 can be divided into both 65 and 100. So let's take 65 divided by 5, and then I'll take 100 divided by 5 to see if we can get a smaller fraction here. Okay, so 5 can go into 120 times, 5 can go into 65, well, let's see, 5 can go into 6 one time with a remainder of 1, and then you bring down to 5, so it's 13. Okay? So this is our final answer here. A nice, smaller, cleaner looking number than 65 over 100. Let's do the opposite of what we just did here. Let's convert a fraction to a percent, just for the fun of it. Okay? So how to convert a fraction to percent. Okay, so I'm gonna need to give you a fraction, don't I? So let's take a look at 12 over 15 as an example. Okay, what would 12 over 15 be in percent? Okay, which pause and see if you can think and see if you can figure this out. Whenever we see a fraction bar, means divide. So I'm going to take 12 divide 15. Okay? Remember when we have fraction, we need to determine what number goes into the division box. And the top number will fall down to the right and go into the division box. So 12 go inside, 15 on the outside. Okay? And this will give us some sort of a decimal number. I'm going to extend this out knowing that 15 is too much to go into 12. So I'm going to put a decimal here, and then whatever my answer is, the decimal is going to be straight on top. Okay? So again, 15 cannot go into 12, so put a 0. 15 times 0 is 0. Subtract. You have a remainder of 12. Put in a placeholder, bring down the 0. I know some of us are a little bit rusty when it comes to dividing by hand, and that's okay. That's why we're going over this. Hopefully it will come back real quick. So 15, how many times can it go into 120? Turns out 8 times. So 15 times 8 is 120 with no remainder. Okay, so here we have 0.8. The question asks us for a percent, but we have a decimal. So if you end up with a decimal, we are going to need to move the decimal place in order to get a percent. Okay, so 0.8, we're going to need to move the decimal 2 places to the right. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, so our final answer is 80%. Okay, so to reiterate this, 12 over 15 is the same as 80%. That's something that you need to practice just to get a hang of. Okay, so again, to convert a fraction to a percent, you need to divide it to get a decimal. From there, once you have the decimal, we need to move the decimal place 2 places to the right in order to change it into a percent. Worked out a sweat there.